Good afternoon and welcome for Train Your Brain session. I welcome Ms. Ridhima Dua. She has again connected with us today because of the problem yesterday. So I am so grateful to her that she has immediately said yes for today's session so that the things will be refreshed in your mind because it was yesterday only. And I welcome Ridhima again and I request her to start the session.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Swati. Thank you so much, everyone, to be here and to join. I am keeping my video off today for a specific reason that we have checked our broadband meter and it is going up and down since morning. So we thought to take care of all of that. And good afternoon to all. We are very sorry for the inconvenience which was there yesterday, which was out of control. However, we have taken care of things today, and I hopefully hope that things really fall in place. So great. We need to believe that. That's fine. Thank you so much, Paul. And I really thank Dr. Swati for being so great as a leader to take up the opportunity quickly and talk up and take the leadership so be clear and to take quick actions because that's what matters a lot. So thank you, Dr. Swati, and the entire team of Trainers Club to be so proactive in taking actions. That
Thank
really
you so
matters a
much.
lot. And of course, thank you to all the participants who have been so curious, I would say, as well as so patient in terms of we actually went off approximately 6 or 7 times and we still had people, there with us. That shows that we are so curious, as well as it also shows one of the very important thing, which is patience. I believe that patience is a skill which is acquired with perseverance. And oh, thank you, Paul. And I think that we all are here trainers, and all of you great people have acquired that skill with perseverance, with dealing with your trainees and your coaches and your people around in your environment, right, in your trainings. So that's great. So there are people who are new today as well. I guess Reena, hi Reena, um, Ravi,
I was there yesterday.
Ansh. Rina was there. Anshu, who is new today? Can I just quickly see? Thank you so much, Shera. Who is
Khalilullah from
new
Chennai.
today? Sorry, I couldn't
Khalilullah
hear
from
you.
Chennai.
Khalilullah from Chennai. Okay, hello, sir. Good afternoon. Who else is new all today? Anyone else is here new today? Okay. All right, great. So lovely afternoon to all of you. I would not take too much of time to actually get into the introduction because then we will lose out to give it what we are here for, right? So I'm sure that all of us are from different backgrounds and different places all over India and maybe from outside as well. So welcome to all again. Great. As I was talking about, the leadership which Dr. Swati has actually took the action so fast. We know that leadership is one of the very important thing, right? And that's what the leader of the nation announced today to all of us, and he's standing with all of us. So the leader of the nation announced today the lockdown to extend till 3rd of the May, right? Correct. So
Yes.
before I get into the detail of what are we going to do today, I just want to know from all of you. Yes, Talib said yes. So I would just want to know from all of you when the leader of the nation was announcing this to the entire nation, and when you were also, if you were hearing and seeing what he was saying and the way he was saying, and if you were there, I just want to know how did you feel? How did you feel that time? You can unmute yourself also and talk, or you can just write it as well. Any of the option which you can take. How did you feel when the leader of the nation was addressing and was saying that the lockout is extended till 3rd of the May? Of course, whatever I'm going to ask is connected to what I'm going to say, the next level of the train your brain self-elevation. So there is a reason of I'm asking to, of course. So if anyone can
Hi,
quickly
Ridhima.
tell me.
Shaila here.
Yes.
Hi,
Hello.
Sheila.
Hi, hi. May I?
Yep, sure. And there was someone else also was getting
It's
unmute.
it's yeah.
I
I am
think
Ravi
it
Kumar
Ravi.
here.
was Ravi Kumar,
Ravi.
sir.
Yes, Ravi Kumar, sir.
Uh,
Go ahead, Sheila,
Yeah,
and
go
then
ahead,
Ravi, sir.
Shaila, please.
okay. Thank you. Thanks. You asked about the address which the leader of a nation did today, and what I felt when I was hearing that. Right, that's the question. So, Ridhima, uh, see, we have all been talking about all this, and we are living this time, and I think all of us were expecting this lockdown to get extended. Most of us were expecting it. So one, it did not come as a surprise. The only thing is that we were not sure of the dates, so we got a confirmed date. Now, as to how did I feel is, whenever I listen to him speak, I always get very motivated, and I always learn something new, be it a very little point, be a very small thing, but I have always learned from him. Today, what I found was that whenever he speaks, he is the person, who always does his homework very well. And even if it is a bitter pill, he will not give it to you straight away. He will tell what is the current situation, why is that bitter pill required, and how is it going to help us, everyone, not only one particular how do I put it, not one particular section of the society, but everyone at large. Right, so today also he showcased that today. Okay, fine, this is going to be extended till this date, but why, and how are we supposed to prepare for it, and what are all the things that could happen, could not happen, how is it going to affect, and all those things. And there were 7 pointers that he gave us today, so which also
Okay.
is a very good thing to learn from him. So that is what I felt very motivated, and I did not feel
Felt
let
motivated.
down, or I did not feel bad, or I did not feel, oh my god, I'm stuck at home for like till the 3rd of May. So that's
Okay.
my
All right.
viewpoint on that. Over to you,
All
Ridhima.
right. Great.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Sheila, to let us know. So, in one word, if I have to put the way she is telling us, she felt motivated. All right. Great point of views. I would go back to Ravi, who was also sharing his point of view about the feeling what you felt. Yeah, Ravi, go ahead.
Hi, Ridhima. Good afternoon. Ravi
Good
here.
afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I was there present throughout his speech. I was listening to it very keenly. For me, what the takeaway from the speech is that, like Shaila said, it was an expected one, though uh, uh, the expected date is far less than what I had expected. In fact, keeping in view the current situation and at the rate or the speed at which the corona is spreading across the globe, I would like to say, of course, coming to the nation as well, I expected it up to at least 15th of May. That was one thing. Second thing, what I always observed in his speech, because the day he became the prime minister, from his first speech till today's speech, I haven't missed his speech. I like him as a person, but not as a political leader. To me personally, I like him as a person. And, so in that perception, when I gauge him, his speech and all those things, he is having a very fast visualization in his speeches. Whenever he drafts his speech or gets his speeches drafted, so that's a great thing. He has a very wide vision about the nation, and dreamer about the nation. That's what I could say about him. And out of those 7 points, the 5 points were addressed in the previous this thing itself, address itself. So today's this thing, only extra 2 were added up to that. One was to to the extension of the date up to 3rd May, that we have to keep cool and things. Second addition was that he might liberalize the lockdown across some parts where he has started marking it into yellow, green, and red alert areas. Right. So overall speaking, if I had to conclude today's speech, whatever was there, it was more of his concern towards the nation and the visualization that he has towards the entire nation and the entire population, especially the economically weaker zones. That was my observation in today's speech.
Great, great, great. Lovely. Thank you so much, Ravi, sir, to express and to share your opinions. Thank you so much. I would definitely come back to what it is taking us through and why are we discussing this in our Train Our Brain session as well. So this really helps. Thank you so much. Trainers Club, Dr. Swati is mentioning that he is assertive leader, and that's what she loves about it. Absolutely. Empathetic, Sumitra says, and these measures are in our interest to stay safe. Okay, all right. The connection, Anshu says the connection he makes is simply great. Wow, Anshu. One of the very important thing for all of our trainers to learn, right? This is amazing learning. Continuous reassurance, yes, continuously he's assuring to the people. Anyone would like to say anything quickly? Last person. And then I'll move on to what we are getting into and why are we connecting these dots. My question is, how did you feel when he said that? Yep, go ahead. That's someone over there talking. Is someone raised the hand to talk or someone's voice came to talk? Okay, all right. So I would move ahead. My question, hear me out now very clearly. All of you people who are just new, I've been practicing. I said that yesterday. I've been practicing NLP from last 7.5 years now, and I'm quite greedy when it comes to NLP and learnings. And that was one of the reasons why I went to John Grinder to actually learn from the horse. I did my practitioners 5 times. My master practitioners, I have done it for 3 times. Trainers training, I've done 3 times. New code and NLP practitioners, I've done 2 times. The reason is there is a lot of learning which we gather. So all of this is getting connected to something. All of you remember yesterday we did something which was about getting a sweet, right? All of you can hear me very clearly? Yeah, great. So we did a small activity yesterday about thinking about a sweet, and there is a specific sensory change which happened on your tongue. And there could be some people also would have felt the change in your saliva. Happened with Paul, with Sheila, with Dr. Swati, with many others over here as well. Most of the people, right? Did it, right? So now that we actually had some sensory receptors as a taste, correct? Right, Sayed. So we had a sensory receptor as a taste. I'm going to connect this somewhere else here. The question which I was asking to all of you was about how did you feel? Okay, that was the question. The answers which we got is fun, motivated. I felt that he shows empathy, right? I felt that he is an assertive leader. I felt that he does fast visualization, right? Correct? These are some words which we got. I am connecting your dots for a process which is happening inside our brain every single second. As I mentioned yesterday, our brain is processing information all the time. Now understand very, very specifically, for us to elevate ourselves and know how to elevate, we need to first understand how do we process information inside the brain. We can't do it if we don't know how we're processing, right? So I asked you, how did you feel? And the answers are these. Now tell me whether it is the feeling or whether it is the interpretation of the feeling. How do you feel? Right? It's an interpretation of feeling of how do you feel. Okay. There are three things which happens inside your there are three things in which the human process information. Step number one, you have a description of things. Step number two, you have an interpretation inside your brain. And step number three is you then start evaluating. These are three things which actually happens inside our brain. Okay, we have you have lost me again. All righto, I'm here. Yeah, sure, Shweta. So can you hear me now? All of you, can you please tell me if you're able to hear? Okay, great, lovely. So I have only one person who's telling me that you're hearing. Can anyone else as well? Good, lovely, nice. Thank you, Nikhil. Nice to see you over here. So what I'm trying to say, all of you, is thanks, Sumitra. What I'm trying to say, all of you, understand what we are processing information is this is the way we process. So we heard someone, we heard a voice, okay, in a specific tonality. It is a specific tonality, right? We heard a voice in a specific tonality. And the moment the voice get inside my brain, which is into my first axis of brain, it went into my first axis quickly. I actually transferred that neurological audio sound and I filtered based on my experience and expectations. Then I deleted some information and I generalized in language. In the language which I have gathered from years. This is what actually we did. It's a process. I asked you, how do you feel? But I got words interpreted in natural language. And in NLP, feeling has to do with something which you feel inside the body. That's your first axis. So I again repeat, we are not getting into the descriptions of human behavior, and that's why we have conflicts. We have our own self being in conflict for our own self, that we feel low, is because we are not in description and we are in interpretations. Now, what is description and what is interpretation? What is description? Why am I so focusing on description and why am I so focusing on how do you feel? Can anyone tell me what is description? Has anyone heard about this word description? The way you describe description and interpretation, they're two different things in human body. Details of things, yes, Nikhil, details of things. Yeah, Ramya, go ahead.
Can I?
Yep, sure, Ravi. I had Ramya as well raising hands.
Yeah,
So Ravi
please
and Ramya,
let them answer. I'll come later.
Sure, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Ramya, go ahead.
Sorry, please, please proceed.
Okay, all right, no problems. Yes, Sumitra, we label the feelings. Nikhil, situation is a situation, right? So we hearing to Mr. Modi is a situation. We are talking about description. There's a difference. Labeling the feelings is interpretation, Sumitra. We're talking about interpretation, description, raw data, then it converted into information. Great. That's a good example of IT. Are you also from, have you experienced IT as well? The internet connection, the raw data. Yeah. Great. Lovely. Ravi, you were saying something as well.
Yeah, I was saying rightly, like the other said, correcting the data and understanding it to your perception, how you can understand the speech into your one's perception. That is the
Absolutely.
interpretation. And after
Absolutely.
you understand, and after you once you understand that, how you express it back to others, the way that you are understood. That is the description that one is giving. So that's what I feel ki the interpretation and the description.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for giving your insight into it. There is a lady called, I'm writing the name, guys, so that you don't miss any of the information which I'm sharing over here. Okay. Carmen Bostic St. Clair. She is the wife of John Grinder, who is, of course, Carmen and John teach us together with Michael. So Carmen and John came out with a language package in which how you actually interpret or process the information. Okay. By doing a research about human behavior and doing a research about how we process information is when I hear, right now you're hearing my voice. When I hear a specific tonality, a specific volume with a specific pitch, or when I see, for example, if you see someone, I'm going to start my video for a second and you're going to see me how to, you see, okay? Can you see me? Yeah? So
Yes,
when
yes.
you see, great. So when you see me like this, ah, or when you see me like this, okay? So I am talking about very specifics, very specific things. Description is about a very specific description of your body happening in your first axis. So what are we talking about is the way you see someone, and this is a description. So right now in the first description of Ridhima, her eyes, you could see her teeth. I would come back to, I'll come back to first axis, yeah? Just a minute. So the first thing which you saw of Ridhima was you see teeth. You see lips stretched, which is also stretching Ridhima's cheek, right? That's the way you actually saw. That is pure description. I would now go back to Modi sir's speech. The sound over there, if you notice, there were pauses at some points. There's a specific volume which he chose. There is a specific rhythm or tonality. I'll say it rhythm in new code. Yes, Siddhu Raju? Okay, so there's a specific tonality which comes in, okay? I am not picking up words. All of you, please understand there is a difference between words and difference between tonality, pauses, and volume and pitch, okay? This is not communication which we teach to our people in corporates. This is a little different. So please bear with me for some time as we're going ahead step by step into it. So the audio which you heard of Modi ji, now go back and think about the rhythm which he was using. Hear that sound again. He had a specific pause. He had a specific volume. That is description. That is description. Now, how do you interpret that specific description which you heard or see inside you? Yes, absolutely, Nikhil. Right, correct. So the words which you heard and the picture which you see is a description. But what humans do is that we start creating interpretation and then we evaluate. And then the meaning is only the meaning of my map. That's what generally human do. We all are traders over here, so a lot of people are expanding their maps. However, generally, in a general human world, people who are not trained enough, like you people are really trained enough, they are processing information based on, always on interpretation. And now interpretation is of course coming from the filter which I have had. So for example, let's go back. I'll give you this example. Let's go back to when Ravi said fast visualization, Ravi, right? And he said wide vision, and he said dreamer. Okay. So when Ravi is saying this to you, he is saying this based on his map, the way his map is processing information and giving you interpretation. And there is also one more learning for me. I mean, if I'll just share it with all of you. When he says fast vision, no video is visible. Yeah, I have stopped my video, G, for the reason for the connection to build up, right? So let's go back. Fast visualization, wide vision, dreamer again tells me that he could see him and he could see the picture of what he is thinking about, which is from Ravi. When Sheila says motivation, it was not a surprise, it is a learning. She is meaning differently. Now, I want to ask all of you, I would take back to one of the questions which someone asked me about first access. Let's go back to the first access and take you back to the Modi speech. Okay, all of this is going to connect to you. Let's take you back to first access. Now, what do I mean by first access? My question to all of you was, how were you feeling inside your body when he said it? So I repeat, we all have feelings. Whenever we hear or see, we have feelings happening inside our body. Okay, all of you? So all of you right now, while you're hearing, when he was talking and when he was finished, or while he was talking, both fall, yeah? So let me complete the question well. What I'm saying is a statement that whatever you feel inside your body first. Whatever you hear or you see, you start having, while you hear or you see, you start having a feeling. That's called synesthesia effect, basically. Okay, so I will not load you with many words, but you can just take a note of this word. So you are doing a synesthesia effect. जैसे आपने सुना, if I can speak in Hindi, and जैसे आपने देखा, the moment you heard and the moment you saw. Yes, Nikhil. So I am not terming it right now. Let's keep feeling as feeling or reactions, whatever it is, right? Let's go back to only the feeling in the body. For you to be self-elevated, you need to be mindful and you need to go back to the feeling of the body. So my question to all of you was not about interpretations. My question to all of you was about how, what, where did you feel the feeling inside the body when he was talking or when he was finished? And you can quickly go back to that thought, that picture or that thought, whatever it is, and you would find out there was a feeling somewhere inside your body. Just find out where is the feeling. Head, heart, stomach, leg, back, shoulder. I will tell you what is happening with this. Could anyone notice? You can take a deep breath and relax yourself. Relax yourself and go back to the point where he spoke and he was telling you something. And now get back to the feeling. Where is the start of that feeling? Where is that happening in your body? In your head, in your heart, in your stomach, the moment you hear him? Relieved. Okay, Paul, relieved is also interpretation. Okay, all right. So,
Ridhima, if I may?
Yeah, sure.
Shall I? I think I felt reassured that everything is going to be all right. I mean, I could actually feel my shoulders relax.
Okay. So
I could feel that.
Yes. So Now, when you say that I felt relaxed and everything is going to be okay is an interpretation. And what right now we are talking about is a description inside the body. And where was the feeling? The feeling was in shoulders relaxed.
Okay.
Understood? Yeah. So I'm talking about where the feeling is starting. I know we are going to get disconnected in 2 minutes, and we are not starting an activity right now. Dr. Swati, you're so kind, really, really helpful. So we will not start an activity right now. We will discuss. We'll only discuss, and the moment we get disconnected, you just be into the feeling and you come back. Okay, all right. There is no need for you to get disrupted. Now the point is, Nikhil, you're right. You just picked up a description which is head. Okay, this is right.
Heart.
So here's yeah, exactly. So when I say head, heart, or when I say hand, when I say back, when I say any place, that is my first access when my neurological actually transform that feeling inside my body anywhere. Okay, all right, guys. So every day, every moment, actually, you are every second. For example, guys, when I'm saying something to you, when I just quickly say something, and there is a feeling which is happening inside your body all the time, all the time. Now, what if I say that I have actually become a person where I actually know where the feeling is starting the moment the start, and then I can quickly grab it